Good morning and welcome to my channel, and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm on the Wirral coastline. I'm at New Brighton. I'm going to take a little walk around New Brighton and take you back in time with some of my memories of when I was a child and how New Brighton looked then. I'm going to start my little journey round New Brighton here at the Tower grounds. The whole of this grass area is where the New Brighton Outdoor Fair was, and it was overlooked by the New Brighton Tower, which sat at the top of this hill. The New Brighton Tower was an observation tower and stood at a height of 567 feet. It was the tallest building in Great Britain and was opened in 1898. The tower itself was demolished between 1919 and 1921. The main building and ballroom caught fire on April the 5th, 1969, which resulted in the rest of the tower building being demolished. I have fond memories of New Brighton as a child and as a teenager. My parents brought me here when I was a child, and I used to come back when I was about 13, 14, every Sunday to watch the stock car racing, which happened on a track that was roughly round about here. Sadly, the tower and its fairgrounds have gone, and all that's left is this sandstone wall. You can see where the original railings used to come out that surrounded the grounds of the tower ballroom. And running parallel with this sandstone wall would have been the miniature railway that ran all the way around the outside of the outdoor fair. I'm going to take a walk now to the centre of New Brighton, the main central road of New Brighton, which was Victoria Road. If anyone came to New Brighton, Victoria Road was the place everybody went to. It was the main road with the bingo halls on, the arcades, the cafes, and most of the shops ran up Victoria Road. Looking up Victoria Road as it is now, there's not much left of the original Victoria Road that I remember, except this building on the end. This used to be a grand hotel back in its time. And then in the late 70s, early 80s, it turned into a bar, a club, I think it was, back in the 80s, actually a club or a bar. Looking up Victoria Road, there's not much of it left. It's interesting as a child how things stick in your memory. Roundabout here was a shell shop. I just remember it distinctly because all it sold was seashells. Now looking up further up. Further up Victoria Road, from here onwards stood all the shops. Either side had bingo halls, fish and chip shops and cafes. They run right the way up Victoria Road. On that corner, I remember distinctly going into a chip shop just there and a cafe on that corner. And just at the end of this wall was the entrance to the Crazy Golf. There was a little shop and the Crazy Golf stood there. This road is where all the buses stopped. If you were coming to New Brighton, all buses pulled in along this road. The one I used to get was from Seacombe, and it used to stop here. Can't remember the number of it. I think it might have been the number 1. Please let me know in the comments the number of the bus that brought you to New Brighton from Seacombe Ferryport. On this corner of Victoria Road stood the public toilets. Now, as a child, these toilets stuck in my mind because they had glass cubicle doors, and I could never get over the fact that why would a toilet have frosted glass doors? Just seemed a bit strange to me at the time that you could actually see anybody in the toilet. If anyone remembers those toilet doors, please let me know in the comments. As a child, I thought that was a bit weird that you could see into a cubicle. Walking down onto the promenade and walking along the front. A lot of this has changed over the years. Little bits are left from the past, the old wrought iron railings going round the outside there, and these used to be sloped grass verges that went up to the Crazy Golf. I'm glad to see that they've kept some of the old floral pavilion theatre, the sloped grass verges, the old stone steps, and this curved balcony area. That's all left of the old floral pavilion theatre. This is the new entrance now to the new floral pavilion. Now this Art Deco style building back in its time was the indoor fair. The whole of this building was indoor. I think what they've done now is they've split it into 2. I think half of it now is outdoor fair and the other half is an amusement park. Now this has totally changed. This was the indoor fair, or part of the indoor fair, as you can see. Just looking at the back there where it says bright spots. That used to be the ghost train. This used to be the entrance to the old funhouse, now called Adventureland. It's a children's soft play area. There's not much left of the indoor fair. As you walk around, you can still see part of the original roof is still standing. This was all indoor. And the dodgems is still in the original position, but at the moment it's half indoor and half outdoor. Just in front of me is where the entrance to New Brighton Pier was. This is roughly where the pier started and reached out a total of 600 feet. Opened in 1867 and closed in 1977. Designed by Eugene Perch, who designed the North Pier in Blackpool. Back in its day, the ferry would leave Liverpool outside the Liver buildings at the pier head and make its way up the Mersey, and passengers would get off the ferry at this pier. The main ferry that did that journey was known as the Royal Iris. And here where the cars are parked stood an arcade. Does anyone remember the name of the arcade? It was called the Golden Goose. And here we have Fort Perch Rock, a red sandstone fort built between 1826 and 1829. And in the distance you can see New Brighton Lighthouse. At a height of 28 metres, was constructed in 1683. The fort used to be a war museum, and as a child I remember playing on a car in the courtyard from the original TV series from the 60s, Batman. Yes, it was a Batmobile. People don't believe me when I tell them, but there was an original Batmobile in the middle of the fort. I actually stayed and slept in the fort one night. A family member lived there for several years, and at night the fort came alive. There were some weird noises went on in the dark. In front of me is a fairly new retail park, but on these grounds once stood Southport Outdoor Swimming Pools. As a child I remember it was salt water and absolutely freezing cold. Well, as I walk along King's Parade, it's nice to know not everything has changed. In front of me is the outdoor boating lake, another place I came to as a child. Well, that brings me to a close for another video. Hope you've enjoyed my little trip down memory lane. Thanks for watching from me here at New Brighton. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll see you again. Bye for now.